Good morning. Back with our paper solving of year 2019. I think the last question which we did was atmospheric refraction, explained with the help of a diagram that the position of star seen by us is not as its true position. After that, all questions are from sources of energy or from management of natural resources, so not to be considered. The next question, which is carrying what marks? 5 marks, which is section B of your paper, carrying 5 marks. The question says, what is double displacement reaction? What is double displacement reaction? What is double displacement reaction? Explain with an example. This is one part of the question. Explain with an example. Okay, all of us know what is double displacement reaction. A reaction in which there is exchange of ions is called as what reaction? Double displacement reaction. The most common example all of us study is what? Na2SO4 plus BaCl2 gives what? BaSO4, which is a white curdy precipitate, plus 2NaCl. This barium sulfate basically is a precipitate which is what in color? White in color. If you do not remember this, then you have another example which is PbNO3 twice plus 2Ki gives a yellow precipitate of PbI2 plus 2KNO3. This is what precipitate? A yellow precipitate. We also know that double displacement reactions are of 2 types. What are the 2 types of double displacement reaction? Neutralization reaction and precipitation reaction. These are all examples of what? Precipitation reaction. Neutralization reaction basically means what? When an acid reacts with base to form salt and water, it is called neutralization reaction. So how much to write? You will write a reaction in which there is exchange of ions is during a chemical reaction is called a double displacement reaction. You will write when sodium sulfate reacts with barium chloride, it forms a white precipitate of barium sulfate and NaCl in the solution, or any one of these reactions. Clear? If you want to write now, you can write. Okay. Now coming back to the next part of the question. I am rubbing this part, the next part of the question of 5 mark. So the next part says a little amount of quicklime or a small amount. This is A part of the question. I don't know the question number. It is 5 marks. Okay. Then the B part of the question. A small amount of quicklime. A small amount of quicklime is added to water in a beaker. When you look at the question, you know what is quicklime? CaO. When it reacts with water, it forms what? CaOH twice. Plus what is released? Heat is released. CaOH twice plus heat. Okay, so first thing A, or the first part of the question. Name and define the type of reaction that has taken place. Okay, second, write And the last part of the question, list two main observations of the reaction. List two main observations of the reaction. This is a 3-mark question because you have 3 parts to it, and this was 2-mark question because you have 2 parts to it. So totally how many marks? 5-mark question. Okay. So let us go one by one of the second part of the question. A small amount of quicklime is added to water in a beaker. So what is quicklime? CaO. Plus what? H2O. If you want to write its state, this is solid, this is liquid. It forms what? CaOH twice. Plus what is released? Heat is released. What do you call this product? Calcium hydroxide. Or you can even write what lime it is? Slate lime. You can even write slate lime or calcium hydroxide. Fine. So the first part of the question says, name and define the type of reaction that has taken place. What reaction is this? Combination reaction. How do you define a combination reaction? When 2 or more reactants combine to form a single product with the evolution of heat, it is called as combination reaction. Once again, when 2 or more reactants combine to form a single product with the evolution of heat, it is called as combination reaction. Name, we named it combination reaction. We defined the type of combination reaction. Write the balanced chemical equation. You have written the balanced chemical equation of the above and write the name of the product formed. Written the name of the product formed as calcium hydroxide or slate lime. List 2 main observations of the reaction. First thing, it is a very fast reaction, and what is produced? A hissing sound is produced because the heat is liberated. And second, the container becomes warm or hot. Okay, the reaction is very fast. First observation. Second, heat is released during the reaction, which makes the container warm or hot. Clear? So very simple things from the first chapter. If you see or look at all the years of question papers, you will find that never a question has come on balance the chemical reaction. Whatever reactions they have taught, on that they have asked you questions. Clear? So when you read that chapter, do not stress too much on balancing an equation till now, but stress on what all the other examples of reactions that are there in the textbook. Now for the next part, you have an internal choice for this question. Andre, there is one question like this and there is an OR question for the same. So we will write it as a different question. That is again 5 marks from the first chapter. So, design an activity. This is the first part of the question. Design an activity to demonstrate decomposition reaction of lead nitrate. Decomposition reaction of lead nitrate. So what we say, take a boiling tube and in that put few crystals of lead nitrate. What happens to lead nitrate when it is heated? It forms what? PbO plus NO2 we get this? 2 PbNO3 twice, I think gives 2 PbO plus 4 NO2 plus O2. This is our reaction, and this is what? On heating. What do we else observe? Taking few crystals of lead nitrate in a boiling test tube, or when we heat it, we get a precipitate of lead oxide and a brown colored gas is released. This brown colored gas is what? Nitrogen dioxide. So this is the activity. This reaction is called as what decomposition? Thermal decomposition, because the decomposition occurs with the help of heat. Okay, the next part of the question. Draw label diagram of the experimental setup. Draw labeled diagram of the experimental setup. Experimental setup the diagram is there, but textbook only. Lead nitrate the textbook diagram is there? I don't remember. Look, is it there? First chapter, no. See, ferrous sulfate crystal. Can you see this diagram? This is the diagram that is asked. Okay, even if you did not know, you could have put a boiling tube and one candle below kind of thing. That also will fetch you marks. Okay. After that, they have asked you what? Write balanced chemical equation for the reaction, stating the physical state of reactants and products. So now, you have to write the physical state. So lead nitrate, I said crystals. So it is what? Solid. It forms a precipitate of lead oxide, solid. Nitrogen dioxide is a gas, and oxygen is also a gas. So this is clear what you have to do. So one of the equations of any of the activity along with diagram is asked. Clear? This is for how many marks? 5 marks. Now again you have a 17th question from carbon and its compound, which is not there in your syllabus. So now the next question, what is reproduction? Please write. Next question, what is reproduction? Question number, you know. What is reproduction? Mention its 2 types or list its 2 types. What are the 2 types of reproduction? Sexual and asexual reproduction. List and you just have to write what are the 2 types of reproduction. What is reproduction? It is a process by which individuals multiply or increase their population. It is a process by which the individuals of a particular species increase their population. What are the 2 types of reproduction? Sexual and asexual reproduction. Now the next part of the question, B part of 13th question. How are the modes of reproduction different in unicellular and multicellular organism organisms. Unicellular organisms have a simple body design and hence they show what kind of reproduction? Fragmentation, budding, spore formation. Okay, but mainly we will talk about fission, fragmentation, that cutting into different parts is what they are. Regeneration is all shown by unicellular organisms because they have a simple body design and they can be cut from any part and that will grow into a new individual. But in multicellular organisms, all that is not possible. because we are not a mere collection of a group of cells. We have cells modified as tissues, tissues as organ, and organ as organ system. So we require a more complex method of reproduction which involves sexual reproduction. Most of the multicellular organisms prefer sexual reproduction and most of the unicellular organisms prefer asexual reproduction. Clear? Understood? Pakka? Once again, unicellular organisms are just single cells functioning all the activities of the body. So as a result of it, this single cell can be cut by the process of regeneration, budding, fragmentation, but we are not exactly a random collection of group of cells. We are an organized structure with cells combining to form tissues, tissues to form organs, and organs to form organ system. So as a result of it, you cannot be cut. So we prefer what kind of reproduction? Sexual methods of reproduction, as it gives variation to the population, and these variations end up in evolution. Clear? That much to write. Now the next question in the same thing. Andre, there's an internal choice here again. So the next question. What are sexually transmitted diseases? What are sexually transmitted diseases? STDs. Sexually transmitted diseases are the diseases which are transferred by having unprotected sex with an infected person. Just don't try having unprotected sex. If you have normal unprotected sex, you will not get STD. But if you have sex with an infected person, then only this happens. Then it what? List 2 bacterial and 2 viral diseases. Two bacterial and 2 viral diseases. What are we doing? Bacterial diseases? Gonorrhea and syphilis. Viral diseases? AIDS and warts. Okay, so remember, you have bacterial diseases as gonorrhea and syphilis, and your viral diseases includes AIDS and warts. Please read this part very correctly, because in every year a question comes from the spelling of gonorrhea may be wrong. It may be RROHEA. Okay, so gonorrhea and syphilis are bacterial infections, AIDS and warts are viral infections. Okay, the next part of the question. What is contraception? What is contraception? Okay, list 3 reasons for adopting contraceptive methods. List 3 reasons for adopting contraceptive methods. All of us know what is contraception. What is contraception? A method to control the size of the family or not to have unwanted pregnancies is called as contraception. What are the different methods of contraception?
Mechanical barriers.
By using mechanical barriers, by pills or by chemicals, by surgical method, and the last one is IUCD, intrauterine contraceptive devices. So 4 methods we prefer, so you have to write. The The 4 methods used for contraception are by chemical methods, by surgical methods, by using barriers, and by IUCDs, intrauterine contraceptive devices, which is in the form of copper T. It was taught. Now, what are the 4 reasons of adopting contraceptive method? To reduce the size of family, to maintain the health of the mother and the child, and to have proper spacing between children so that each kid gets proper physical and each kid gets a proper health and nutrition, as well as enough of parental support or parental parental guidance or parental care when he is small. Clear? One more reason can be to avoid sexually transmitted diseases. Contraception also helps in providing disease-free sex. Okay? Clear till here? So list 3 methods. For list 3 reasons. First, to reduce the size of the family so that the standard of living is maintained. Second, to get rid of unwanted pregnancies. Third, to prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Any one of them should be fine. Okay? So this is the next question. Now we'll go to physics. 15th question. I keep asking this question multiple times. So the same question. List 4 characteristics of images formed by plane mirror. List 4 characteristics of the images formed by plane mirrors. I think every time I ask. So the same question again. First thing, virtual and erect, formed behind the mirror. Height of the object is equal to height of the image. Object size or object distance from the image is equal to image distance from the mirror, and image is laterally inverted. Magnification is +1. So this you should, even midnight wake up, you should be able to tell. So what are the answer for it? First, virtual and erect. Second, height of the object is equal to height of the image. Object distance u from the mirror is equal to image distance v from the mirror. Image is laterally inverted. Magnification in case of a mirror is +1. Okay. Now the next question. B part of the question, 15th B part. Okay. A 5 centimeter tall object, a 5 centimeter tall object is placed at a distance of 20 centimeter. Is placed at a distance of 20 centimeter from a concave mirror of focal length centimeter. Use mirror formula to determine the position and size of the image formed. To determine the position and size of the image formed. Okay? So this is the question. I will pause it now. We'll all do it. A 5 centimeter tall object. Height of the object, how much? 5 centimeter. Is placed at a distance of 20 centimeter from a concave mirror. U is minus 20 centimeter. centimeter. U is always negative. So U is minus 20. From a concave mirror of focal length 30 centimeter, F is also minus 30. Why? Because it is against the direction of incident light. So F is what? Minus 30 centimeter. Using mirror formula to determine the position and size of image formed. So what we will do now? We will use the mirror formula. What is mirror formula? 1 by F is equal to 1 by V plus 1 by U. Mirror you add. Lens you subtract. So 1 by minus 30 is equal to 1 by V plus 1 by minus 20. So 1 by minus 30 is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by 20. 1 by minus 30 plus 1 by 20 is equal to 1 by V. Correct? LCM is 60. Minus 2 plus 3 is equal to 1 by F. So 1 by 60 is equal to 1 by V. So V is equal to what? 60 centimeter. Okay. Now what have to we to even find out? HI. So M is equal to what? Minus V by U, which is equal to minus V is what? 60. U is what? Minus 20. So M is 3, which means image is virtual and erect. After that, what we will do? HI by HO. Aditya, this step skipped there. Direct HI by HO.
is equal to minus V.
M first M. So M is equal to what? HI by HO. So 3 is equal to HI by 5. So HI is equal to what centimeter? 15 centimeter. Why I said that magnification has to be there? Because if magnification is positive, the image is virtual and erect. So 3 marks comes like this. Calculation of V 1 mark, calculation of M 1 mark, calculation of HI 1 mark. Okay? So what will be our final answer? A virtual, erect, enlarged image of size 15 centimeter is formed at a distance of 60 centimeter behind the mirror. Is right. A virtual, erect, enlarged image. A virtual, erect, enlarged image of size 15 centimeter is formed at a distance of 60 centimeter behind the mirror. Is formed at a distance of 60 centimeter behind the mirror. Okay? So tomorrow we'll continue solving the paper. The reason is we have questions on electricity and magnetism. So this is one simple question which has come from mirror formula. Okay? Stop and then restart.